Yes, sir. We back.
Yes, sir.
Another one. Another one. We got brother Anthony. I gotta start with this brother is 62 years old, and if I didn't say that and you seen him out of his work clothes, you wouldn't know it. You would. Age doesn't even exist to this brother right here. I'm gonna like throw your photos on this once I chop it up so they can see your biceps. But this brother
Yes, sir.
is killing it, man. So let's just first, start off, introduce yourself, man, and
Yeah,
why you
yeah.
joined the club and where we are right now.
Okay. Hello, world. My name is Anthony Locke, and like Coach says, I'm 62 years old, and I was following Coach on I don't know if it was Facebook or YouTube or something. I was just checking out some of the things he
Everywhere.
was saying. You know, but I hadn't joined yet. But then fitness has always been my thing, and I said, well, it's got to be something different. And so I was listening to this brother here saying some stuff. I said, you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense. So I filled out a questionnaire or something, and he called me, and we just got to talking out about it, and like here I am. The club has taught me discipline. It motivating. With the brothers was motivation and stuff, and it pushed me where I wouldn't have pushed myself. And never in my life I could, I thought I would do 70 push-ups at my age. But
70.
but I'm telling you, but I'm telling you, it's just a motivation boost to me that I'm doing some of the things that I'm doing. I'm not as strong as I used to be, but I'm strong enough, where I can keep it going, keep it moving. I'm at 184 pounds. I lost about 20 pounds on the program, and it just feels
184
good.
pounds. Let's
Yes,
go,
sir. My
man.
goal weight is 175, and I'm gonna be there for the end of the year. That's my
Let's
goal.
go.
You know, you know.
Okay. So, man, like, I don't even know where to start. So, I guess what has been, your biggest takeaway since joining, or biggest learning since joining me?
Man, it was like finding out the different things that I didn't realize. As far as the eating and like eating the sugar and stuff like that I didn't pay attention to. Years ago, I just thought I just wanted to be real big and stuff like that. But what came with that was the health issues that those men have. And it's all behind our eating. And it's something like we know this, but we don't do this.
Yep.
Nobody held me accountable. I didn't hold myself accountable. I thought I could out train a bad diet. That don't work. That don't work. I mean, thanks for this. I thank God for this man right here, Coach Ronnie. He put it on us. It just tells this simple, blunt, and plain. Leave that sugar alone. When you start messing with that sugar, oh man, you see some big difference in that first week. And it just make it a whole a lifestyle. It's if I go 2 days without working out, I feel sluggish. I really do. I feel sluggish. I got to do something. Right now, I'm still have a sore foot that's bothering me, but I can still do something. But just sitting down. It's gotten a lot better, and I'm doing what I can do. My treadmill went kaput on me, so you know what I did? I got a bike.
Let's
I got me a
go.
spin bike. I'm gonna do it, brother. I'm gonna do it. 20 years from now, you gonna still see me doing it. I
I
probably won't be
know.
able to lift 25 pounds. I'm still gonna be doing it. I'm still gonna be DOE.
Hey, I doubt that you won't be able to live 25 pounds in 20 years. Some reason I think you got it. So,
I'm gonna do it, brother.
man, so what has been the hardest part of this, prior to joining me? What was the hardest part in trying, cuz you've been in fitness a long time, but you talk
Yes,
about your
sir.
struggle. So, what was the hardest part before you joined?
Realizing that I was sabotaging myself by my eating habits. I was thinking, I can have. Man, I love oatmeal raisin cookies. Thinking I can eat six of those a day and be okay. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't until I got into the program that, through your teachings, that I finally realized I'm sabotaging myself. And you know, you told me one time, they got substitutes. Try the substitutes. you know. So I tried substitutes, go, hey, this is not bad, not at all. Uh, so I started mixing things up, and now, man, if it got sugar in it, I don't want it. I know you can't avoid everything, but all the
For
known
sure.
stuff I can't avoid. And it's like you
Yep.
say, going to these gas stations now, everything is right there in front of me. You just got to have that discipline, that mindset. Said, I'm not gonna do this no more, and it's paying off, brother. It is paying off. I'm feeling good.
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
So,
Yeah.
now that how do you feel now as opposed to how you felt before you joined me?
Shoot, man, I feel like I'm 30 years old, brother. You know, that's how I feel. Really, I feel like I am 30 years old. I have 5 sons.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yes, sir. I have 5 sons, and believe it or not, I am in better shape than all of them. Yes, yes, and I've been telling them. Sometimes they don't want to hear me coming, because I'm coming with it. I'm telling you, hey, you are what you eat. You sitting up there eating late
Yo,
and all that. You are what you eat. You know. Yes, sir.
first off,
I,
I'm calling out all five of your sons. I should have five new clients by the end of the week.
yes,
What?
sir.
Hey, when
You know.
I'm clipping that out, hey, they gonna be mad at me. I'm clipping that out. I'm gonna send it to you, and I want you to send it to them. If
Yes,
that don't
sir. Yes,
motivate
sir.
them to get going,
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
don't know. Will that's what's up,
You
brother.
know.
So
Yeah.
I mean, so I hear a lot about. I mean, not hear a lot. Like this, age and am I too old? And I just
Yeah.
want you to, whether they join me or not. That this is not about joining my coach, but I
Yeah.
want you to talk to the older men. And the reason why I'm saying that is I do find it challenging to work with older men. It is not because
Hmm.
their bodies are too broken. It's because
Hmm.
mentally, it's like they've given up. So
Yeah.
what would you tell these brothers who are still alive, who can still
Yeah.
add years to their life? What would you tell them?
Yeah. See, at my age, like I said, I'm 62. So I grew up under the lie that as you get older, you get slower, you get lazier. Weight comes with age and stuff like that. That's not the case at all. As you get older, you do less. So you sit down more, you watch more TV and stuff, and so all that's you're gonna gain weight because you stop moving. It's weight does not come with age. Weight comes to what
Mm,
you put in your body.
mm,
You know, I'm still losing weight. I started on the journey a few years ago. I was 250 pounds solid. But I was big. I was
sheesh.
too big. I am 184 now because I watch what I eat, and now I watch that sugar. I took it up. But for the older brothers like myself, you got to move. You got to do something. I wake up, I feel aches and pains too. But I'm moving. I'm moving. So when you're moving, you're strengthening yourself. And being flexible. I do stretching exercise. That's if I don't do nothing, I'm going to stretch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I I can't go on without stretching. You can't go out here and just start doing something and you don't stretch. As you get older, the muscles tighten up. And like the saying go, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. And that is so
Mm-hmm.
true. So all my older brothers out there, don't give up. It's never too late to start. You know, it's
Let's
never
go.
too late to start. You
Let's
go to the
go.
grocery store, park in the back, walk. Get some steps in. Walk. You got to start somewhere. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
arthritis. I got tension of that too. But it don't stop me. I won't let it stop me. You know, if you got arthritis, going to anti-inflammatory, diet. It's stuff that
Mm.
we can.
Tell them.
It's stuff we can do. To help improve your lifestyle. And still get it on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Yes,
And
sir.
still get it on.
Yes, sir.
Discipline Club approved.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So I gotta brag on you a little bit, man.
Yes, sir.
Because you value your health. It doesn't matter,
Yes.
even when you were up in weight, like you were investing in your health. You invested in me. You got a whole garage gym, and probably
Mhm.
the biggest pet peeve I have is seeing so many men, brothers, black men that just don't value their health. What I mean by that is they haven't spent any money on their health. They haven't tried much
Sure.
but a diet and the cleanse, and these problems are wreaking havoc on their life. So, what what would you say to this, brother? Because you've been valuing your health your whole life, which is
Hmm.
why you're in this position. What
Yeah.
would you say to these brothers that just are not valuing their health? What would you say to them, man?
Man, you just cutting your lifespan short. You know, you you got to pull all the bull crap aside, and you got to wake up in the morning and say, today's going to be the best day of my life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do something to extend my life. Especially if you got a family, you got kids, you got grandkids and stuff like that. I can still get down on the ground and roll around with my grandkids. I got 16 grandkids, by the way. I can
Yo,
still roll around, you know, but we got to stop believing the lie. And those pharmaceutical drugs, they're okay, but the food you eat can heal your body. I'm a living witness to that. When I got out of the military, you know, I had cancer. They told me I had 6 months to live. I went to chemotherapy and all that, and uh, it's like, the good Lord gave me a second chance at life. And so, yeah, I didn't go 100% vegan or doing all that. I was still drinking. I was still out there smoking or whatever. But, I kept fitness a part of my life somewhere. And now as you get older, when you hit that 40, 50 stage, you like, man, I don't club like I used to club. I can stay at home and do that. Plus, I like to get in the bed, you know. But don't shortchange your life, brothers. Do something. Start somewhere. Start small
fire.
and build yourself up. If you can do 3 push-ups, tomorrow do 4.
Yep.
Try to do something. And trust me, if you do not have haters, you ain't doing something right. Because you're gonna
Mmm.
get people that say it don't take all that. That because they tried it and failed. You ain't gotta fail. You ain't in competition with nobody but yourself each and every day.
Let's go.
When you start making those changes, you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel first, you're gonna feel good. Then you're gonna start seeing it in your clothes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody who haven't saw you in a while, they're gonna be like, man, what are you doing? You losing weight? What are you doing? See, that's a confidence boost. That's gonna get you going, going, going. But the key is don't stop. Just don't stop. Make it a lifestyle. Every day do something. If it's just stretching.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Do
go.
it. Let's do it.
Let's go. So let's all right. Let's say final question, brother, is what message would you give to a brother that's been following me for a while and ain't pulled the trigger yet? What would you tell this man?
What you waiting on? It's like, you know, the money is like money sitting on the table. You set $5 on the table. It's just gonna sit there, you know, until you do something with it. You can invest it, make it grow, or you go buy yourself something. You gotta do something with it. Our bodies, you gotta do something with it. As long as you just sit and do nothing, you know, nothing's gonna happen. That's when all the health issues gonna come. And all I can say, brothers, do something. Do something every day. If you join a program, that's just like getting workout equipment. That first week or two you're happy about it, now it's collecting dust. You got clothes laying on it. You know, do something, brothers. Nobody's looking. Do something. You're in competition with yourself. You know, join coach. You a coach. Listen to what he's saying. The DC 10, DC 90, the workouts. Those are hard workouts, by the way, too, brothers.
Yeah. 15 minutes.
But they work. But they work. They do work. So I said, get on the bandwagon, do it, do something. You're in competition with yourself. You know, the brothers that's in the club is like camaraderie. This brother's doing this brother's doing that. You like, man, I can do that too. Let me do that. Like I said, I don't care if you can't do but 5 push-ups on your
Yep.
knees. That's 5 push-ups you wasn't doing a week ago. And over time, all that stuff is going to build up. I am 62 years old, brothers, and I can do 70 push-ups in 90 seconds.
Let's go. Talk, man, talk your stuff. I'm so happy to have you on here
Yes, yes,
because
sir.
you're the living walking example of no excuses because every
Yes, sir.
day and this is the hard part about coaching grown men is listening to grown men's give me bad reasons. Every
Mm-hmm.
day is time or age or I got to get a surgery or I got to do like this is your body. Like
Uh-huh.
there's never a good reason not to take care of it. That's like
Yes,
it's
sir.
like your kids. Like it's never a good reason not to take care of them.
Yes,
It's never a
sir.
good reason. So you're a living example of no excuses, man. And I commend you and I appreciate you for just being a
Thank you,
leader
sir.
and getting it in. 20 pounds
Yeah.
down, 70 push-ups in 90 seconds. Like that's crazy. And y'all, I will be adding video to this if you don't believe
Yeah.
them.
And one more thing I want to say
Yep.
that fellas, fellas, this is a secret. Everybody got the same 24 hours.
Everybody. 7 days, 7 days a
Everybody.
week, 24
Ain't
7.
nobody cheated. Ain't nobody cheated, you know.
Powerful.
Yeah, you gotta make some sacrifice, you know. You gotta sacrifice somewhere. You need your sleep, get your sleep. You gotta
Yep.
work, you know, do your work. But this is football season, you know. I remember years ago, me and my brother-in-law, we in a commercial come on, we used to do 20 push-ups every commercial.
We used to do that in the
Watching football.
club.
Okay. See, see, you can put it in, make it fun. You can put it in. It ain't
Yep.
supposed to be fun, but you know you can do it.
Let's go,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I'm happy to have you on, brother. I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you taking the time. I can't wait to clip this one up and send it out.
Okay.
Y'all heard this brother, Anthony, 62-year-old man's doing 70 push-ups down 20 pounds in better shape than all five of his kids, still rolling around
Yeah.
with all 16 of his grandkids. Good God. That is discipline over everything. Let's
Yeah.
go.